Welcome back to Dempsey Plays DayZ. This is kind of going to be a different video than what I typically do because I'm really just here to talk about my experience of trying to record a couple of games the other night. So I was like keeping it on the back burner. Wasn't really talking about. Wasn't going to really talk about it because it was just something I wanted to do. I passed it, didn't I? No, I'm coming up on it. It was just been something I wanted to do, and I was like, you know what? If I can figure this out, this would be pretty cool. I'd be able to actually have, share an experience with you guys that I hadn't felt in a very long time, 3 or 4 years now. And, yeah, we were going to have some fun. And it was on a different platform than the PlayStation, which was my first mistake, because the PlayStation is just absolutely so much more user friendly. I guess this and this may sound like I'm spreading more of the the war between Xbox and PlayStation. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I have Xbox. I have PlayStation. I have PC. I have everything. Now I don't like Xbox and PC because it is not user friendly. It is not oriented towards some of the best experience or being able to share the best experience possible when you're playing video games. And I got a little bit of a gripe about my experiences the other night. So the other night I was playing Gears of War Judgment, and one of my favorite games, and then my other favorite game, Gears of War, or I'm sorry, I already told you that one. Goodness, someone just exploded over here, didn't they? So then, as I was playing Gears of War and Dante's Inferno, which is my other favorite game. Love that game very much. I was happy to share that experience with you guys. I was doing commentary. I was talking. I was cracking up. I was having fun with it. Like I said, it was real late the other night when I did it, and then I posted it. And then I figured I'd get after it got done downloading, because or uploading to YouTube. It was a pretty long upload, so I was like, you know what? It's best to just probably go ahead, go to sleep. I'll wake up. I'll watch it on YouTube as soon as I wake up. And the only thing I woke up to was a bitter disappointment, because after like the few hours that I spent trying to research and learn how to make the Xbox capture hour-long footage, which is a task in itself that I've come to find out is no fun. Oh, what's in here? Looks like something might be in here. Oh, nope, just never mind. Because you have to get a specific flash drive, 3.0, that's just 3.0 flash drive, and, whatever gigabytes. I got like a 265 or something like that. I got a pretty hefty gigabyte one, just because, like, I want to be able to record a lot of videos for you guys, and post about some of my favorite experiences on Xbox. So I'm like, awesome, $20, not bad for the flash drive to get hour-long footage and be able to share my experience with you guys and post it. This morning, the morning of after this event, showed me that Xbox, for some reason, does not allow you to record your audio while you're in a party, or anytime you record any kind of gameplay or footage. Your voice, your chat's voice, your party's voice. Nothing's in there. I never knew this. Like I've in the past, I've never really messed around with the Xbox capturing. I never really played with it. Never really had to. Wasn't really into the idea of creating content or anything like that. And some of the stuff that I did record, I definitely wasn't into like commentating over those. And so I never really looked into it, as it were. So it turns out that the only two ways that you can record your voice and Xbox is like capture your Xbox game footage and your voice at the same time, or your parties, is if you are either using Twitch, which while I was doing the research on that, there were just so many people who were just like not getting down to the chase of it. They were just like, well, this is the steps that you have to take. They're like 20 minutes, 20-minute, 30-minute videos explaining that all you got to do is just use Twitch. Didn't enjoy that either. But that was just for coming to the realization and understanding that I can't use or I can't do audio. Or the other option is if we're not using Twitch, because I don't like Twitch. I'm not a streamer, I'm not the live kind of guy. I like just being able to record stuff on my own time when I have the ability to sit down and do that. And then I just like to record and post it. That's all I like to do. I don't like to have interactions. Just not a huge fan of that. Which sucks for anybody who ever really cared enough to actually like engage in a conversation with me. But at the same time, like I'm not the most I'm introvert, but I'm not I'll say hey to somebody, or I read the comments and stuff, so like wouldn't be opposed to private chatting or whatever. I'll if the scenario hits me, I'll react, but not into the whole streaming stuff. Not about that life. But anyways, to find out that the only two options that I have is to record my my conversation on a separate entity, like either on my phone or some kind of recording device, or Twitch. I wasn't happy because I spent I spent a lot of time and effort, and then $20, which I'm not mad about that. I'm just mad that it really, at the end of the day, was for nothing. That's what I'm mad about more than anything else, is the principle of the matter, as it were. Wow, not one freaking canteen. Not one canteen. This server has been something else lately. Butt backpack. It's been a while since I've seen a vest for that as well. I better take that with me. Got the Tundra. We've actually, on this, so, long story short, let me finish my story. Long story short, found out the hard way that PlayStation's just better, man. I'm just kind of fed up with it, because like I spent a lot of time and effort, and spent $20 on a flash drive that I changed. I followed the YouTube tutorials like to the letter. I changed the format on the flash drive so I can have it specifically used for game capturing, and I did everything I was supposed to, and now it really doesn't matter because I can't do I can't do anything with it. I mean, look, I still can record the games, but I just don't really understand. Like, there are some people out there who just record games to record games and post it that way, and I absolutely, I love that and I don't mind that. Um, that's not how I want to do my gameplay. That's not how I want to do, my content. I like to add my own little personality to it. I like to do my own thing with it. Even though my commentary may not always be the best, I like to be personal with it. And I don't really also see the point of just, watching. I do and I don't, right? I see the point, but but I don't always see the point. I see the point sometimes when I'm looking at a video game and wanting to see some gameplay. And I got to be honest, there's a lot of people's content that I just find very annoying because it is just absolutely like stereotypical YouTube reactions, YouTuber reactions. And that just takes me off. It's like watching a bunch of Prices Right, audience. And that just really starts to annoy, because one, it doesn't always feel genuine, and two, it feels forced and rushed and like overhyped, and that really just annoys me. I love just realistic. I love just reality. Oh, we got some shots fired. Let's go see some. Go see some individuals. See what they're up to. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm just so upset, and I've been busy today. I've been trying to sit down and record stuff, but I've had just a few things just keep coming up today, and of all the things that I wanted to do today, I didn't get to one of them. I'm upset by that because I like being able to feel accomplished at the end of the day, and life, personal life goals outside of the gaming world. Not in the gaming world. In the gaming world, I really don't care. Like, if I get some time to just sit down, play some games, and be able to share that and post that, that's awesome. Love that. All about that life. But I am just absolutely upset because I can't. I thought once when you got past the whole hour long footage problem, you'd be able to hook up your headphones into your controller, and you would be able to talk to the audience, anybody that's listening, like you can on PlayStation. Xbox not like that. You can't. It doesn't allow you to do that, which is just so unfortunate for my situation, because I was talking, I was engaging, I was stirring up, it was a lot of fun, and then it ended up not being that fun. Just to find out that it was all in vain, was talking to nobody. And what's also really crazy is, of all the footage, of all the looking on Google and stuff like that, and all the stuff that I read and saw, tutorials, all the 9 yards, not one video mentioned that. Like, not one video mentioned, like, hey, by the way, you're not going to get any audio, so I hope you're not trying to, commentate over your videos and talking into your mic like an idiot and, talking to yourself, essentially. So, it's just a lot of things to be upset about for me at the moment. And very unfortunate series of events, as it were. So, yeah. And today I've been trying to explain that, I think 3 times now. Yeah, 3 times. And been interrupted 3 times. And I'm, not necessarily interrupted the first 2 times because, I was expecting it, but then it kept falling through or something. Things just didn't. Things were just not occurring. But regardless, I tried to explain this 3 times now. I'm just upset. I'm just a little disappointed more than anything, because it's frustrating. Like, And what's more frustrating about it, and it's not. I mean, I know this sounds like I'm playing into the whole war on on PlayStation and Xbox, which I don't really care what people think about that. If the people think that's what I'm doing, I don't care. But when you live in the year of 2024 and you can't record a video game with narration, with in-game chat and conversations and all that fun stuff, what are we doing? Like, where are we at? Like, to be able to pick up the PlayStation controller, hit record, start talking into the mic, and then being able to communicate, or for you guys being able to hear my narration conversation over this. It seems pretty simple, right? Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Like, it doesn't seem very difficult to do in the progression of technology and we're at these days. So for that to be a foreign concept for one of the most, triple A, gaming consoles out there, like one of the most higher end gaming consoles, the Xbox and the PlayStation. I mean, I would understand that about something like that about the Wii or something about the Nintendo Switch or something about, and that's also what really bothers me about computers too, because computers, it's more of like a, you got to pay for everything. And it's not necessarily probably the route that they meant to take with the Xbox, but man, it kind of feels like it. Like, why do you got to jump through hoops just to, record anything on the Xbox? Like, that just, oh man, dude. And what's funny is that I haven't been back on the Xbox since I found out about that. Like, I'm just, like, why, I mean, I can't share my experience with you guys. And as I've been trying to do this video a few times now, you can see that we're all looted up and kitted up and whatnot. I actually started off as a fresh spawn. But like I said, I've tried to do a couple of videos trying to explain all this, and I ended up just getting rid of those videos because is the whole situation was just annoying. I found some really good gear, then I found some really good gear, then I found some really good gear. I just kept finding some good gear. And then I actually ended up killing a guy on a railroad track on the, yeah, right around here. There's a railroad track that, is like, yeah, you can see the train right there. There's a kind of a railroad track that goes around there. It's that red little thin line. Killed a guy on top of there as I was pushing, and his friend was freaking out, and it's kind of funny. And then actually ended up seeing another guy as I came back because I got caught in the middle of something, had to get off, go do something, and then came back. And when I came back, I found another player, started to just kind of scout out that area, that town, the city. Found a huge player base and whatnot, because there's factions on here. And as I did, as I was investigating him and whatnot, he ended up like logging out because it was nighttime and you can't see anything. I had my MVGs. I was kind of scouting the area. I've got a different weapon. I didn't have the USG. I had the FAMAS with like 2 mags or 3 mags or whatever. Virtually nothing. But first thing I found was the Tundra. When I found that I found some really good stuff at the Northwest Air Base. I found the Tundra, I found the M7, just the Thumper, and then I found the Glock. Found some really good stuff along the way. There's like a really nice care package. That was awesome. Good gear. It's where I found the gear as well. Let's see. But anyway, so I've had quite the adventure, and also just trying to explain this a couple of times. Has been not that great either. So my experience has been kind of crazy today. I think it's about to rain again, and that's not going to be fun for my character because we just got dry. And then I came back. I was at Story. I was at Story, and I was video recording it. Then the 3 minutes into the record, the server decides to update, which I wasn't recording earlier because I knew the server was going to update. So I was like, well, there's no point in recording because it's just going to update. So I was like, well, it hasn't done it for a while now, so I'm just going to go ahead and start recording. 3 minutes later, it updates. So I'm just like, oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. And I was actually looking up some fun DayZ servers, and PC's got all the fun stuff, man. I swear, dude. All the fun stuff, but if I'm having fun, what's the point if I can't share that and record it and share it on YouTube? I mean, what's the point? Can't. I mean, I could have fun for myself, yeah, but I would also like to just be able to have the option to share that as well. It's just frustrating. So, anyways. So yeah, that's my Xbox story, and it's probably one of the reasons why those videos are not going to be coming out any more often. I started Gears of War Judgment because I was going to play the game in chronological order. I was going to start from the very beginning, and then I was going to work my way up. Same with Dante's Inferno, and I was actually going to end up doing that with Halo as well. I was going to play, the campaigns to them, and in hopes of being able to play through all of them eventually. But, yeah. If there's no easy way to do it, not really excited about it. Not really looking forward to it, If the two options I'm left with is to stream it on Twitch or to I'm sorry, I thought I heard a noise. Or to just go ahead and record it separately, the audio separately from the footage, which there could be a lot of errors in that. I don't know if I've tried to do that in the past because I used to have a lot better editing software on my computer, and that's also why I don't have time to really edit things anymore. I barely have time to ever really post stuff. The conveniency about PlayStation here is I can just literally just instantly post stuff from this own little short little editing software that it has. Just put a few clips together, cut in the middle where you may have to, which I don't typically do that. I try to just play right through them. It just makes sense. It's just not coherent, but it's just I don't know what the word is for that, but I just played I just play it, man. I just go through it. It's just, I don't know. It's just frustrating, man. When when you love a game and you can't share that with your channel, or you can't share that, and it was the fact that I was, also spending so much time into it, to looking into it, and then just to come to find out that it's not as simple as PlayStation, which PlayStation comes pre-built with all this stuff. And it's crazy to me too. Also, if you want to get into the whole, topic of discussion of like the war on versus PlayStation and Xbox, it's kind of a hands down in that respect, because it's funny. Xbox is always talking some mad crap about, like, well, back in like 360, you had the whole party versus you had separate parties that you could go into, so you didn't have to talk in game and chat and then automatically have to mute people. You had Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. You had to individually mute people when you started matches and whatnot. Then Black Ops 2 was so awesome about it, because all you had to do is just hit square and mute everybody that wasn't in your party or your lobby. The good old days, of PlayStation 3, where you also didn't have to pay for freaking internet. Then PlayStation 4, obviously you got to play those games still. But, well, I take that back. You don't actually. On Xbox, you do get to play that, though. And which is why I've used Xbox as well a couple of times to share that experience. But now I don't even get to add commentary. I was hoping to be able to move over to Xbox and PlayStation eventually, but I mean, what's the point, man? What is the point if I can't do it without going through extra steps and extra loops? It's just frustrating, because it's like, I know the technology's out there, and it can be done. So anyways, we're gonna show you guys some tips and tricks that I like to do about assaulting facilities, or assaulting places. So Story is a good example of how to assault an area, or how I like to solo man assault an area. Now, of course, this just comes with years of experience and a long time, just thousands of times of looting this place. Like, I've looted this place so many times. Like, I could tell you I could probably do this in the dark. So, let's get over this hill. We'll go down to this valley, and then the Story is right over there. We're gonna start, as soon as we get up there, we're gonna head to the left of Story, just so that way you can see a really good example of how to assault it, and the best way to assault it. Which, the best thing you can ever do is reconnaissance. Dude, that is absolutely the best thing you could ever do, is just recon the area. Actually, I'm making this more difficult on myself. I'm gonna put that there. I don't think I have another drink, do I? I do not. That's fine. We still gotta find a canteen. Shocked I haven't seen one. They're usually littered all over the place. I mean, there's been, how many times have I looted a car or something and just found like 6 freaking canteens. Mainly because people need them for the radiators. You need to fill up the radiators with water. Alright, so let's get up this hill. I'll show you guys how I like to flank, or how to assault locations. Alright, so take this place for example. Story is a good place for taking in consideration, because it's pretty big. It's a decent size, and it's got a lot of amazing options and amazing different ways you could assault it. But one of the best ways coming at it from this angle to assault it is going to be making sure you recon the area for zombies. Now, we're probably within about 300 radius, 300 meters radius for this location. So it's probably safe to say that that's us. That is that's bringing those zombies in. And once when you've identified zombies, either get a rangefinder out, mark it, see if that's you who's close enough to make those zombies come in. Any indication and any information you can outside of going in there and seeing for yourself, you definitely want to take the opportunity to case the joint. I also like to do some reconnaissance and observe the surrounding areas as well, in case if there's anybody who is like-minded scouting out the area. So I always like to take the high ground, stay in cover. If you're out of sight, you'll be out of mind. Most of the time there's like respawn, fresh spawns that like to spawn out in this open field right over here. But I just like to make sure that we're clear. So, why is Story one of the places that you would want to deeply apologize? I did not realize my controller was dying. So, why is Story one of the places that you want to assault anyways? So if you haven't already saw, Story has a medical building, whoops, I passed it. There it is, behind the red tree. A medical building, a police building, and also a military facility, military camp. And these are probably one of the most highly looted areas. Like, you really want that gear. And most of the other buildings can have some really good gear as well. However, fixating on just the medical building, police building, and the military building alone, we're going to be getting close enough to really show you how it's done and what's the best way, what's the best strategy for getting in there. So from this position, because there's way more cover between me and the medical building, I want to take the medical building first. Now, I don't want to just head straight in there, though, because one, there could be people. Two, there also could be zombies. And three, there also could be bases. People could be in there. So we got eyes on the blue building right there. We kind of want to come around through the most covered area to getting close to it as possible. And then, of course, keeping your head on a swivel, making sure that nobody's in the tree lines, nobody's around here. Keeping your eyes and ears open in case if you start hearing gunshots. But also, just noises in general, making sure that nobody's around. And observing, everything on the outside, making sure that there's no obvious signs of people being here. That person obviously was a good sign that someone was here, but suicides are a very common thing in this server. Plus, we just had a server wipe, or not server wipe, but Sorry, I'm trying to listen. We did just have a server reset. So, anyways, so as you saw there, I've done this so many times. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that all entrances or exits of the building that you're going to is closed. That's immediately what I did, making sure that all 3 entrances or exits are immediately closed, making sure that no zombies or players could get in without me hearing them. Hearing them is essential and is key. When you're looting places, it's not often you're going to see somebody first, you're going to hear them first. So be mindful of that. Then let's say now since we've assaulted the medical building, let's go check out the jail. How do we assault that? Same exact way, except we're going to be a little bit quicker about this one because this courtyard likes to have a ton of zombies. And if you can third person see over the wall and whatnot and see the zombies, it gives you even that much more clarity as to what you're working with here, or that much more visual as to what you're working with here. Okay, that's just a tree. Could have sworn I heard somebody reloading. The noises in this game, man. Alright. So, this entrance is obviously open. We want to make sure that's closed. Again, players are the only ones that can open anything. Zombies obviously can't. No, neither can any, animals open this up. So, you want to make sure all the entrances are closed, because the moment you hear a door open, you know it's not you. And that's all that matters at the end of it. While you're looting, it's always a good idea to just take a pause and look around your surveilling area or surrounding area, because surveying the area, making sure that there's nobody around looting, is something that just being mindful of your surroundings. Situational awareness sometimes is just a blessing. Alright, I don't always recommend going up here. Sometimes there is loot. I've found a couple of snipers and shotguns and magazines and stuff like that over here before, but I don't recommend it because it's just kind of like a waste of time sometimes, and then you're stuck up on the roof and someone could have eyes on you and could shoot you. So not a whole lot of positive reasons for doing it. Alright, so then we're going to get out of here, and the best way to get out of here is typically the same way you left. Not always, because sometimes if you came in here and there was kind of a bit of zombies around, it's probably a better idea to just go ahead and go find a different route. But you always want to find the route that has the most cover. This area has more cover, less zombies, and it's just the path of least resistance. It's always a good idea to take the path of least resistance. Alright, so another thing you also want to look out for is when you start to see trees that could potentially spawn fruits or vegetables or something like that. Always bring up your inventory around them, just making sure that you don't see anything on the ground, because if there are stuff on the ground, it's probably a pretty good chance that somebody is here, and it's another easy way to indicate that somebody was going through that area. Another really good easy way to indicate and spot somebody in this area is seeing mushrooms on the ground. Mushrooms are also a really good indication of players that have been around. So is dead zombie bodies, because that can only happen for I believe up to 6 minutes. So finally we are pushing through to one of the best locations on this town, and that is the military camp. So the place with the most cover is the place you want to start off with. However, I like kind of going in the middle here because there's not really a whole lot going on usually, and you got to be careful with this place too, though, because this is where you'll least expect it. So zombies usually like to spawn here, but since nobody has been around this area, they're not going to spawn. Take that just in case. This is also sometimes a really good indication of if somebody's been around here, because weapons don't typically just come in like, fully stripped down to the bone like that. Like, I mean, that was stripped. No, usually they at least have a stock or something. That's not typical. So, could be an indication that someone's here. Usually stuff like that can happen for probably for like a whole 24-hour. Ooh. Oh, this is okay. So this is where I was when I first came in. So I know for a fact that I'm good because I've been here. That was me. That was my previous gear. However, this was not me. This butt pack out here in the middle of nowhere, that was not me. So somebody has been here. Whoops. Stop that. And you can always check the shoes to see what stage they're at. Pristine, so it could be it could have been spawned in. Yeah, see, the zombies like to spawn over there, which is so annoying because I got so used to them spawning in here. But now they don't do that anymore. Sometimes they'll even spawn down there. Like that one. Which is really annoying to me, though. Alright, so... and see, there's another rifle there. And rifles don't typically spawn right there. And it's got no magazine, so... we know what kind of gun this guy was interested in. That's probably a fresh spawn. I really don't like the way that tree is just kind of shaking over there. I know you can really hear the difference between when I walk to a bush and when a bush is just, shaking to shake. But it still doesn't make me feel better. So, there you have it. That's some of the best ways to infiltrate. Some of the best ways to take care of zombies when you infiltrate one of these is just literally stand on this right here. Shoot off one loud bullet. I typically like to use pistol, without a suppressor. One pistol shot without a suppressor brings all the zombies to you. And put the suppressor back on. I typically like to just use pistols on zombies. If I have to use a gun at all, I typically like to use melee. And get some, starts killing them faster. Anything that can kind of speed up the process of the looting, because you don't want to take your time, especially if you're, shots fired and, you've gone loud, because somebody could very well be heading in your general direction. Alright, next up, another reason why you kind of want to check story is because story also has a convoy that spawns semi-near it. Also, by the way, by the hospital, there is a well. And sometimes when I need it, I'll make my way over from the hospital to the well. That one's a little bit trickier, though, because it's usually in the middle of the courtyard. And usually everybody's over at the courtyard. Like all the zombies and stuff. So I don't like going to the well as much. I usually take a different route for getting to the well. A little bit more sneakier route. Hopefully we have a convoy. These convoys like to spawn some really cool gear. A I'd love to actually have a real primary weapon. Another really fun recon tip, by the way, especially if you're working with like factions and stuff. Like back when me and a couple of buddies played, a little bit seriously, a little bit more seriously than we do than we have been in the past. We used to, me and my brother, we used to do some recon missions, go out to some of the go out to just some unpopulated areas and highly populated areas, and trying to just see who's all doing what. All right, so we're not gonna waste my time and your time, but typically a convoy likes to spawn right before that bridge, and as you can tell, there's no vehicles before that bridge, so not a whole lot of reason for checking that out. Let's see, how many players do we have on here? Not a whole lot, but we could get some action. I don't know. We could adventure, though. We could adventure around the coast. Coast is always interesting because a lot of fresh spawns. Yeah, let's be a little interesting. So yeah, some tips that that we did that were very effective and very helpful was, I love the whole ghillie up look, man. I love the look. It's practical because I have been in multiple firefights where I haven't shot a single bullet, and I was so effective. I was still like, I was just laying down in the grass and people were just walking around me like they had no clue I was there. It was so awesome. It was just a scene right out of Ghillie Up, man. It was awesome from the good old Modern Warfare, which that's a game I actually will. Those are the Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 1. I will record the gameplay or the campaign to, and Modern Warfare 2, just because it's on here on the PlayStation and I physically can do that. I can't do the PlayStation, or I can't do the Modern Warfare 3. I could do Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox, but I won't have commentary, obviously. So after our discussion earlier, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see what I'm feeling or how I'm feeling after the first two are over. But I'm hoping that they just go ahead and release Modern Warfare 3 remastered. I'd love to see Black Ops 1 and 2 also remastered, just because I'd love for there to be a safer way to play it. I really hate what's going on with the community too right now about the the whole Modern Warfare, like the community making the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, since the original developers don't want to do it. But anyways, it's getting a little darker out. Not really going to be a whole lot of people. There's definitely not going to be a whole lot of people on the streets of the coast if it's dark out. But yeah, that's some goals that I absolutely would love doing. But anyway, so it was like some serious ghillie up moments from Call of Duty, and with that being said, some of the tactics that we used was, being all gillied up. I always had a primary. I always had a sniper. I always had a pistol. Anything else was just kind of extra. Had a binoculars and had a rangefinder, because mapping out stuff on range was actually kind of essential and very helpful for more detailed information. But the big thing that we would like to do is take our rifles on our scopes or take our binoculars, get up to a location, and this was faction wars, right? So typically you would have, like, say, just like, I don't know, say that house, for instance, had a player base. So you would see a flagpole. We would, zoom up on the flagpole, take a picture of the flag and what it looked like, so that way we could go back on the Discord server, see whose faction it is, and be able to go to iSurvive map and ping it on the iSurvive map and be able to mark it and really get some good information and good intel on who and where everybody is. So then we would also take we would take like I told them, like, take a minimum of 3 pictures. If anybody ever did that, take a picture of the flag, take a picture of the base, and probably, like, technically I told them to take 4 pictures, like, because usually there's like 4 walls to every building or every base. And I always like to just get a whole 360 round view image of what their base looks like, and anything extra that they felt as though could potentially help out with any raiding that we did. Unfortunately, we never did any raids except for like 2, and that was like the saddest thing for me, because man, we could have been really effective. Problem was, we just couldn't get everybody on at the same time, and then when we did get everybody on at the same time, we had bunkers to go raid or something, or when we did get everybody on, it wasn't raid weekend. So if we did raid somebody's base, we would get immediately kicked because it wasn't the right time. So just frustrating, just disappointing. The stars never aligned for us on that. It's awesome, but it's also crazy how many UK people play DayZ. I mean, it's awesome. I love it, and I think it's a great game. But I meet so many people who are from the UK than any game I've ever played before. And I've met a lot of good guys, a lot of fun dudes. Cool. We're getting really close. This is a horrible little town. Really hate this town. But anyway, so yeah, that's a nice little nice little reconnaissance tips. And just try to stay out of sight, because then you'll be out of mind, man. Nobody messes with you if they can't see you. That's why taking the roads is a really bad idea. I always strongly advise not taking any roads or not being on that specific road. That's why maps are like my go-to, because I don't like being on roads. And really, like, especially on iSurvive, the best way to navigate is by the roads, because all those little paths help you see where you're going. Cool, so we're hitting the road here. Sorry about that, my alarm. We're hitting a road here, so we'll go right of it. Oh, that's about all the time I have for today, anyways. And plus, I gotta get out of here and get ready for the next day. So, fair enough. This is good talk though. Good conversation. We got a little bit of everything out during this conversation. A lot of goals, a lot of expectations for the new future of gameplay, and then also got my gripe out about Xbox and PC. PC's worse about it, just because at least Xbox has some kind of screen recording built into it, but still neither one of them are usually user friendly about it. So, anyways, oh, hold on. Oh, I thought that was a player. That's nothing. So, anyways, here's a good place to time out for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Man, I couldn't have been more disappointed about how all the events took, happened, how everything just occurred. But it's beyond my control. It's beyond my ability to do anything about it. I can only utilize the things that I have at my disposal. But you can imagine, but you can expect some more content on the gaming side for me on the PlayStation, as opposed to the Xbox or PC. Um, a lot more so than I was hoping for. I was hoping to be able to play a little bit more of Xbox and PlayStation simultaneously. However, it looks like it's going to be maining on the PlayStation for the most part, which is fine. I love that. I have no problem with that. But man, I really wish PlayStation had more games as well. Xbox has got a lot of the old classic games still. Even's got Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Can't really find that on here. It's only the new stuff, and some of the new stuff is just garbage anyways. So, anyways, though, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next one.